We're here with Valentina Zapata in Studio A. Hi, Valentina, how are you?
Good. And you, Julio, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Well, I'm glad.
It's great to be here at home, here at the Javeriana. And, well, especially with Valentina, who is from AES. Great, the Audio Engineering Society. And, well, Valentina, I want you to tell us a little more about this studio.
Well, Julio, this is one of the most important studies we have here at our university. Here we, the students of sound engineering emphasis, have the opportunity to see several classes. It is a very complete space. As you can notice, we have a lot of equipment that is absurdly amazing to be able to conduct our classes and to be able to learn in the best conditions. This space was built and designed by John Storick, and it is designed precisely to have the ideal acoustic conditions for any type of recording. So it is a space that allows us to have acoustic recordings or also to record rock, pop, well, in short, any type of musical group, basically.
For those who don't know, John Storick is a great studio builder. He built Jimi Hendrix's first studio, the Electric Lady Studios. And here at the Javeriana, well, we are proud to have a studio built by his company. I remember a few years ago when I came here, when the studios were inaugurated, and I was amazed.
There is something that I think is very cool about this space, and that is that in the live room we have the possibility of varying the acoustics of the space. So we have several panels that we can use to change the acoustic conditions. Or also in the ceiling, we have some movable panels that I think this proposal is quite interesting because, well, there are times when you need to modify the space a little bit more and it gives it that extra touch.
And how do you move them?
In those panels, there is a little screen, a control on the wall that you press the buttons, and there is a little button for each of the panels. So you can put it absorbent or reflective.
Wow, tremendous. And you've used it for what?
Well, I personally have used the movable panels when I'm going to do acoustic recording here. So I don't know if I'm going to record some quartet or some acoustic instruments. And well, I kind of need to modify the acoustic conditions of the space. I make use of those additional panels that we can move around more easily. Like more easily.
How many people can fit?
Wow, a lot. And in fact, in this live, multiple recordings have been made. Salsa orchestras have recorded here as well as large acoustic music formats, classical music as well. In fact, there is a cocktail fact that when I entered the university, I was told that Centro Atico was the site of a recording for Kany García. They did the audio and video recording there in the live room, and there were a lot of people, exactly, because it is a tremendous production. Well, obviously the space, all of a sudden when you see the video, it's not so obvious that it's Centro Atico because they have it right. Exactly, but it fits a lot of people. And here, well, there have been many projects that also combine that part, not only the audio, but also combine it with the audio visual. And well, it's great because it is suitable for that. Also in the upper part of the live, there is a kind of balcony where you can also locate people, and there's a place the audience or the musicians, well, the university engineers also use it to place some microphones.
Yes.
Or to record rooms and things like that. So, well, it's a tremendous space and it's gigantic.
And this part, especially here where we are, appears in the film Memoria. In fact, all this space is shown in the trailer. You can see it and, well, I mean, I think it is also a very cinematographic place. It is very beautiful. Everything is very well kept. Tell me a little bit about the preamplifiers that we have here for.
Something that I think is very cool about this studio compared to other very good studios we have here at the university is that we have the opportunity to use different types of preamps according to the needs we have at the time of recording. We have Millennia preamps, the SSL, we have an API, we have Avid preamps as well. So I feel that allows the sound engineer to have much more freedom when recording because he can make decisions about how he wants what he's recording to sound.
An example, for you as a student, it is also very useful because you can hear different sounds, right?
That's right, total. And also, well, obviously this space is also designed in a pedagogical way, right? So then I feel that it is very significant for us to have the opportunity to test these different systems. Because when we are in the working field, or even when we start to move in this industry before graduating, I feel that we will have a better criterion when choosing the equipment we want to use for our work.
Especially here, you find a lot of spaces.
Exactly.
We have a very large control surface. How many faders does it have?
48.
Wow, 48. So it's perfect for mixing.
Right.
Yes, because there are very large sessions, even more than 48. But I think that to handle 48 is pretty good, isn't it?
If it is quite complete for mixing sessions, but also in the same recordings, well, to have the possibility, if we have a large number of microphones, well, to control everything in real time. It is a giant mouse, and we can do everything. And let's say, well, taking advantage that we have the Avid preamps, well, we can also use the Surface to put phantom power, like making the work dynamics a little bit easier.
Well, and we only have Avid here. We only work with Pro Tools, right?
Well, mainly in this studio, we work with Pro Tools, and that's also what is handled in the classes that we see.
Yes, and that's important, especially because, well, you come out of the university and the programs that they handle, well, the DAW is Pro Tools. So it is important to know how to handle, and above all, how to deal with this equipment. You know what I'm really curious about? The number of speakers. Why?
That seems to me to be a great privilege that we have. Well, not only in this studio, we also have another studio where we can change the monitoring system a little bit. But, well, that's precisely what it is designed for, so that we can listen in different systems. And either because we are recording or because we are mixing, we have the possibility to test our sound, well, on different equipment. So we have the Adam and the Neumann, and I think it's very cool also because in the end we mix here in the studio, but our products move in other monitoring systems. So it is also great to be able to have that approach to listen in other ways.
There's something I really like about this studio, and that's the processors it has. Tell me a little more about them.
Well, in this studio, we have the possibility of using external processes. We have 2 equalizers, we have distresses. We also have a lexicon reverb. And it's great because, well, not only for mixing, but also because if we want to use any of these external processes when recording, well, it enriches our work a lot. As for the equalizers, well, we have a Manley and we have a GML. The GML is a little more surgical, a little more precise. And the Manley, well, being a passive tube equalizer, it kind of gives another character to the sound. So it's pretty cool because we have the possibility of listening to both options. And that's basically it. And, well, once again, as this space also has a pedagogical function, well, it is quite useful because the students have the possibility to learn about inserts and sends and how to use the patch, which is something that in our environment, well, we are going to use a lot in bigger studios. So it's great because we have the opportunity to use all this equipment firsthand so that when we go out into the working field, we can be more experts.
And also, above all, for example, I teach here. I find it very useful to have this equipment in hardware to be able to teach. And of course, there are plugins, there are simulators, etc. of different equipment, but there is nothing like moving these knobs. Well, Valentina, thank you very much for that. I really like that introduction you gave us to the studio. And, well, I hope to see you soon.
Of course, thank you very much for the invitation.
And if you think this video is useful to a friend who would like to study at the Javeriana, please do not hesitate to share it. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. See you in a future video. Take care of yourselves. Bye.